Right now at 5, the search for clues after a shooting on the north side. What one witness told us. We're on it live.
Plus, a local rally to protect Medicaid as fears grow it could possibly get cut.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. We start with breaking news. The stock market cratering today. The Dow Jones fell nearly 900 points. The S&P 500 dropped around 2.7, posting its worst week since September. NASDAQ fell 4% in its worst day since 2022. The Wall Street jitters come as investors fear President Trump's tariff policy uncertainty will trigger a recession.
Happening now, City Brewery getting a parking brake in La Crosse. The Board of Public Works reversing its plan to end a parking lease deal over an odor. It said the brewery wasn't doing enough to stop the smells coming from a leak in their plant's roof. The brewery now plans to make a fix this year.
La Crosse police are asking the public for help after a shooting on the north side.
The shooting happening on Logan Street, leaving one person hurt. News 8 Now's Allison Fergut is live with more. Allison.
Ken and Emily, we're live on Logan Street, where yesterday there was a large police presence after a shooting. And now today we're hearing from residents about what actually went down. Just before 4:30, people remember hearing gunshots. Allegedly, a group of teenage boys had been fighting with another boy. There were more shots, and then the group of boys ran off. The victim had been shot in the arm. Witnesses say a neighbor jumped into action, helping the wounded teenager to nearby doorsteps. The neighbor and his wife put a tourniquet on his arm. Police arrived shortly after. Witnesses didn't recognize any of the people involved and don't believe they live in the neighborhood.
I would never expect it to happen this close to me. I know there's been other situations around here, but kind of startled a little bit.
Westby says he's not worried about his neighborhood. Other witnesses agree, saying they were just unlucky it happened close to where they live. Police believe it was an isolated incident, and so far police have not said whether or not arrests have been made in this case. For now, reporting in La Crosse, Allison Fergut, Ken and Emily, back to you.
All right, Allison, thank you. Not guilty pleas for a Tomah stabbing suspect today. Monroe County Court entered those pleas for 18-year-old Leo Pugrum. He faces attempted first-degree intentional homicide and first-degree recklessly endangering safety charges. Police say Pugrum allegedly stabbed someone during a fight on Glendale Avenue. He'll be back in court next month.
More legal action for a UWL student facing sexual assault charges. 19-year-old Logan Zdanowicz was in court today. A judge ruling the case will go to trial. Zdanowicz's lawyer also asked for a change in the judge. Zdanowicz allegedly assaulted a woman at a dorm in Locks Hall after partying with her. He's free on a $5,000 bond.
A partial defeat in court for the woman accused in a La Crosse child's death. A judge denying Josie Dykman's attempt to dismiss a child neglect charge. So she still faces 3 felonies, including first-degree intentional homicide for the death of 6-year-old A.J. Pedrin in 2023. Dykman has pleaded not guilty and is out on a $50,000 cash bond. A jury trial is set for August 11th.
In the La Crosse mayoral race, Chris Kalo picking up an endorsement from Vicki Markison.
I think that's the sign of a great leader in the city of La Crosse, is somebody who's going to listen, they're going to try to understand, and they will vote in the way that is best for all of the citizens. And I see Chris doing that all the time.
In February, Markison was 45 votes short of beating Kalo in the primary.
And Shondell Washington Spivey has the backing of former La Crosse Mayor John Medinger. In a letter to the editor in the La Crosse Tribune, Medinger said Washington Spivey won't just sit in the 6th floor office at City Hall, but will be out daily hearing what the public has to say. Washington Spivey was the top vote getter in that February primary.
In La Crosse, in-person absentee voting starts March 18th and goes until the 28th. It's for the April 1st election. If you want an absentee ballot by mail, you can request one at My Vote Wisconsin.
Concerned community members were out protesting against potential cuts to Medicaid in La Crosse today. That protest taking place on West Avenue near the Mayo Clinic. One demonstrator mentioned how this would affect the community and her hopes for the outcome of that protest.
You know, it's rent, it's assistance with food, products, it's childcare, it's all of this that affects so many people in our community. And we're just trying to spread the word a little more and educate a few more people.
She also urged community members to stay informed and to go out and vote in elections.
We saw record warmth move across the area today. Almost every single location in our region actually most likely broke their record highs. Still a little bit too early in the evening to get every record under wraps, but I can say that you're more than likely a record breaker wherever you're viewing from. 71 right now, or excuse me, 71 for the high in La Crosse, 69 for the high in Eau Claire. Didn't quite reach 70 degrees, but I'm sure we have a better chance of getting that later in the week. Right now, we're still holding on to 70 degrees in La Crosse, still seeing some gustier conditions out there with winds blowing around 23 miles an hour, and Eau Claire cooling slightly as well, 68 now, but those gusts still sitting around 23 miles an hour. We'll continue to see that light breeze going into the evening and overnight. With that, it's also worth noting that it's very dry out there. Current dew points are still sitting in the low 30s, a little bit more moisture off to our west, but with that dry air and our current wind speeds, there is a low risk for fire weather dangers tonight. Just something to keep in the back of your mind if you had any burn plans. Definitely wanting to wait for a little bit. We do have some more moisture coming in towards the end of the week, so hopefully it won't be dry out there. I know my voice is really taking it. I have a scratchy voice because it is just so dry out there, so definitely putting extra hand lotion on throughout the next few days is definitely going to be necessary.
All right. Thanks, Nicole.
Yeah.
Well, still no word on what caused a house fire in Onalaska. It happened yesterday at Cole Court. It took fire crews a little over an hour to put out. Everyone was able to get out safely. The fire left the home severely damaged. The NTSB and FAA are investigating a plane crash near the Rochester Airport. Olmsted County sheriffs say the small aircraft went down last night in High Forest Township. The wreckage was found in a wooded area. The pilot was able to walk away from the crash.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers today bringing his state budget tour to UW Eau Claire. His budget includes $1.6 billion for brick and mortar projects across the UW system. This visit comes weeks after the State Building Commission approved some projects to renovate and replace several UW Eau Claire buildings. He says the next state budget needs to fund more efforts like that to modernize UW facilities.
I would say this should have been dealt with a lot earlier, but a lot of competing campuses looking for the same thing. But this is obviously a really important one.
Now, that budget plan also includes $194 million for Phase 2 of the Prairie Springs Science Center at UW-La Crosse.
Federal funding cuts were on the table at Representative Tara Johnson's Westby Roundtable. School superintendents and business owners weighed in on how to respond. Johnson talked about her bill that provides state backup when Washington dollars disappear.
We have introduced the legislation, and we really the process is to try to get a hearing in a committee that will take it up, and hopefully our colleagues on both sides of the aisle will see this, as someone here today said, a common sense solution to a really, really vexing issue in this country.
Education, housing, and agriculture programs face the deepest cuts.
And there's also frustration and fear for Wisconsin farmers over President Trump's tariffs.
News 8 Now's Grace Monk has a closer look.
Farmers in western Wisconsin are concerned over Trump's tariffs. They say it's something that could hurt their business, communities, and eventually consumer pockets.
And the people that continue to get up early every single day and make sure that all of us have the food and the fiber that we rely upon as a people and as a nation, they're at risk.
Wisconsin farmers are bracing for the effects of a trade war caused by tariffs imposed on Canada, Mexico, and China. These countries happen to be Wisconsin's top export markets.
When we have those bad years, which looks like we're headed for right now, we're not going to have that income to go out and update our equipment, update our facilities and everything.
Losing these markets would be detrimental to family-owned farms.
With our crops, especially soybeans, it's going to really hurt. Majority of the corn grown in the U.S. goes to Mexico, and if we have tariffs with them, it's going to hurt us, and it's going to be a tax on the rest of the people.
They're worried they'll lose the markets for good, leaving consumers to cover the cost.
Once you lose a market, which happened back in Trump's first presidency, we haven't got those markets back.
If you continue to see losses in agriculture, it will have a ripple effect throughout this region and this state. It can impact everything from the grocery stores to the convenience stores to the supper clubs.
The farmers we spoke to say they're preparing for the worst but hoping for the best. In Berry Mills, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Still ahead, the MasterCard outage that affected people's wallets around the world. Is your card now safe?
Plus, a scary scene at a CarMax when a customer just loses it.
Looking for a new ride? At Ultra, we know some family members are pickier than others. Apply today at driveultra.org and find a ride that makes everyone happy. No payments for 90 days. Driver tested, puppy approved. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
I'm Sheriff David Zerner with an urgent message. We can't keep you safe when liberal judges refuse to actually punish violent criminals. And Judge Susan Crawford, she's the worst. She continually lets dangerous criminals off easy. 4 years for a man who raped a 6-year-old child. 2 years for a wife beater who also shot a man. Only 90 days for a man who strangled a woman. With judges like Susan Crawford putting violent criminals back on the streets, we can't keep you safe.
Tell Judge Crawford to stop releasing dangerous criminals.
T-Mobile is very reliable.
It's always nice to know that T-Mobile has us covered.
I love the fact that my family and I, we can stay connected just about anywhere we want to go.
My network is my lifeline.
And after investing billions to light up our network from big cities to small towns, T-Mobile is America's largest and fastest 5G network. See for yourself. Right now, get 4 free phones plus 4 lines for $25 per line when you switch.
When I was growing up, I don't think I ever thought I wanted to be a roofer. But now that I am, I realize how important it really is. Everything from where we work to where we store stuff to where we live needs to have a great roof. Some say that a roof protects your biggest investment, your home. I say a roof protects your most valuable assets, you and your loved ones. Let us show you what the Larson experience is all about. Remember, when you think roofing, think Larson, Wisconsin's best roofing experience.
Give your child the independence they want with Ultra's Live Your Life Spend account. It's a free account designed for money-savvy teens and young adults with all the extra features you'll love. No minimum balance and no monthly fees. Plus, cashback debit card rewards. Ultra Federal Credit Union.
A wild scene at a CarMax lot after a man drove his vehicle through the dealership. It happened in Englewood, California. Witnesses say the driver was angry and shouting after getting his car appraised. A short time later, he plowed through the showroom, injuring 8 people.
So what I was seeing was people, screaming, hurt, trying to move, run away, and some people were still in there, just shocked, like they just were stuck there.
The suspect's identity has not been released. Police say he drove off after the incident, but later turned himself in.
We'll still no exact word on what caused a MasterCard outage. It happened over the weekend. Cardholders couldn't make online payments or purchases. Users in Japan and the UK also reported problems. MasterCard was able to fix the problem, but it didn't offer any other details about what caused the outage or how many users were affected. CVS wants to grow itself by shrinking. It's opening a dozen stores that only have a pharmacy, so no snacks, makeup, cards, and other things. It comes as CVS closes over 1,000 stores due to slow sales.
We'll have more news ahead.
But first,
we're going to see a brief cool down for tomorrow. Very brief, though. I want to emphasize that. And then those warmer temperatures will be right back with us as we finish the week out with the possibility of some more records coming up to end the week. All the details coming up right after the break.
I kind of think of our airport like a small business. It really is super important that we support our local businesses, and that's what helps make a community thrive.
I'm Steve from Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions. If you see discoloration or damaged wood here, that can mean rotted materials here. Cheap repairs or inserts can cause bigger problems fast. You need a trusted window company to replace the window and fix the surrounding materials correctly. Our team will complete our Weather Guardian 15-step installation process on every job to ensure your home and family are safe before we leave. Save $100 off each window and door, plus an additional $500 off when you purchase 10 windows or more, plus no interest financing available.
This is Curtis O'Brien, a convicted felon. He sexually assaulted a 5-year-old Wisconsin girl multiple times. Judge Susan Crawford could have given him 60 years in prison, but she let him walk. 2 years in prison. That's it. While his victim lives with the scars forever. She even let the predator live across the street from an elementary school. That was Crawford's choice. Another dangerous decision from Susan Crawford, putting all our kids at risk. She's just wrong for Wisconsin.
Planning a home renovation? Save money and time by calling Habitat for Humanity's Reclaim program. Habitat will remove your cabinets, flooring, windows, appliances, and more for free. Habitat sells reclaimed items at the Restore rather than sending it to the landfill. With Reclaim, you can save money, go green, and support Habitat. To schedule your free Reclaim service, go to habitatlacrosse.org/reclaim.
For 49 years, they've brought you the best street machines, motorcycles, street rods, race cars, trucks, antiques, and classics in the Midwest. God's Country Racing Association's annual Custom Auto Show is coming to the South Hall of the La Crosse Center March 14th through 16th. Day passes and weekend passes are available at the door. God's Country Racing Association's 49th annual Custom Auto Show is sponsored in part by Curtis Printing Company, Premier Powder Coating, Big Boar Barbecue, Auto Value, and Holman Custom and Collision.
When people come to La Crosse, for those that are relocating to La Crosse, knowing that they've got convenient travel to be able to get out of La Crosse to travel outside of the area is important to them, as well as bringing family and friends in for visiting.
Well, our gorgeous afternoon is going to continue on into the evening hours as well, staying in the 60s and even the 50s as we head throughout most of the evening, not really cooling off quickly at the start of the evening, but we will have cooler conditions moving in overnight. Staying breezy, but those winds you can see are starting to lighten up, especially around 10 p.m. Already seeing those winds around 7 miles an hour. That's not going to be the case though as we go later into the evening. We're going to see an uptick in winds and a quick cool down as a cold front passes through the evening, where we could drop around 20 degrees in just a matter of 3 or 4 hours. So when you wake up in the morning, it's going to feel much colder than it is right now. Here's a look at our winds going into the rest of the evening. We're already seeing them starting to lighten up, but again, still seeing the chance for some breezier conditions in the early evening. And then there comes that cold front. Here around midnight to 1 a.m., we're seeing those wind gusts jump back up to 30 miles an hour. So definitely not extremely windy by any means, but we will see it get gusty again overnight. That'll take its time to trickle on out throughout the morning. Still seeing a light breeze around 8 a.m. in your morning, but that should calm down as we go into the afternoon with mostly light to calm winds as we head throughout the afternoon. And it's going to stay that way all the way through Thursday too, which is a much needed break, because with a lot of that warmth, we got some breezy conditions to go right along with it. With that cold front, we mentioned that cooler air moving in behind it. It is going to be cooler tomorrow, still actually above normal across the area, but it's going to feel a little bit chilly compared to the nice warmth that we've had over the last few days. A high of 49 in La Crosse, 44 in Eau Claire. Again, above normal, but definitely feeling colder after this nice warmth that we've had. It's not going to last very long though. Already by Wednesday, those winds are going to be flipping back around to mainly be out of the south or southwest, and that's going to make a good difference in our temperatures. Already the possibility of seeing some 60s for areas south of I-90. La Crosse sitting at a high of 59 on Wednesday, 55 for that high in Eau Claire. We're only going to be warming up as we go throughout the rest of the week after that, already getting into the upper 60s by Thursday, and the possibility for some record warmth moving in on Friday. But with that really warm air, we also have the chance for some thunderstorm activity. Now, the chance for thunderstorms is on the low side for now. What we're more certain of is rain. We're expecting a strong low pressure system to be rushing through the area as we go into Friday evening. Up until then, as you can see though, we're staying dry, but everybody will be getting that rain later in the day Friday and overnights that could last into the morning on Saturday as well, with some locations possibly picking up a couple snowflakes as we go into Saturday, getting on the back side side of that low pressure system. Here's that severe risk for now. Again, it's a low risk for our part of the woods. Still a lot of uncertainty on the thunderstorm probability. We are certain that it's going to be very windy and wet with this system, but for now, that strongest probability is off to our south, especially more towards southern Missouri. We can see the upper edge of the slight risk for severe weather just south of our area. Still about 4 to 5 days out from this system though, so a lot of change can happen. Make sure you're coming back throughout the week for all the updates on that system. But what we do know for now, a little bit cooler tomorrow, but don't worry, we'll warm up really quickly, and then the chance to get back into the 70s, maybe even warmer than we got today on Friday. I'm sure anybody who didn't see 70 today has a really good shot at seeing it on Friday, so everybody gets a taste of it. Yeah.
Good, so it's not a one-day mirage.
No, we have a lot of it coming up.
Excellent, thanks Nicole. Still to come, Michael Sheen may have just won the Neighbor of the Year award. See how he helped his community when we come back.
A new type of treatment is helping chemotherapy patients save their hair by freezing their scalps. Tuesday on News 8 Now this morning, we'll have more of those details.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
Working here at Park Bank, I like that we are able to help customers not with just one thing. We can help them from deposits to opening accounts to debit cards, mobile app, loans. It's just nice to be able to help them with everything that they need help with.
It's Truck Month at your local Northland Ford dealers. Time for exclusive offers on your favorite Ford trucks, including F-150 and Super Duty, the best-selling trucks in America for 48 years. Ford F-Series. Get Truck Month ready with all-weather features that make life easier, like heated seating, a heated steering wheel, and remote start. Great deals on your favorite Ford trucks. That's how you get Truck Month ready. Now get over $12,000 in total savings on a new 2024 Ford F-150. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
When my sister was murdered 15 years ago, Brad Schimmel kept his promise to us. He told us he was going to get us justice, and he did. When I see these commercials attacking him, I have a lot to say about that, because Brad would kneel next to my mom and hold her hands. And you're going to tell me that's a person that doesn't care about victims? I'm sorry, that is not true. Brad puts victims first, and that's the type of person that should be in the Wisconsin Supreme Court.
Get the lowest prices of the year during sales fair at Nelson Agri Center, Friday, March 14th through Saturday, March 22nd. Get huge savings on Milwaukee power tools. Stock up on paint with our buy one, get one specials. We'll have deals on fencing, gates, seeds, and more for your farm. Plus, get an $8 store credit towards already low prices with the junk battery trade-in sale. Thousands of items will be on sale at the lowest prices of the year at Nelson Agri Center, downtown Viroqua.
Park Bank is working in your best interest, and we have something interesting for you.
There's a lot of interest in our money market accounts at 2.01% APY.
Interested? Contact us at Park Bank, member FDIC.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Stay updated while you scroll. Follow us on Instagram at WKBT News 8. You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The actor Michael Sheen may have just won Neighbor of the Year. He just paid off about $1.3 million of debt owed by hundreds of people in his native South Wales, and he used his own money to do it.
Sheen's efforts will be detailed in a new documentary airing Monday in the UK. He says he doesn't personally know the people he helped. And I was confused because I thought it was Charlie Sheen's dad,
which would be
is that Martin Sheen. Okay, because I was like, why is he in Wales giving people in Wales money when he lives in America? Okay, this makes sense
But yeah,
now.
Michael is Welsh. Congratulations, Michael. I guess I'll have to look up his filmography because the name wasn't as familiar to me.
He's in one film with Woody Allen. Other than that, I don't know much about his filmography history. So anyways, Nicole will have another look at your forecast right after this.
Working with Maxwell White was amazing. They were professional, answered all of my questions.
I give Maxwell White my highest possible recommendation.
Maxwell White did a fabulous job on our shower. 5-star plumbing service done right.
Looking for laminate or wood flooring? Why choose Carpets to Go? At Wisconsin's premier flooring sales, Carpets to Go has the best in selection and name brands. Forget what you thought about laminate. Today's laminate is better, stronger, and more stylish than ever. Wood flooring brings an elegance to any room, and there's a wood type and stain for every room. With free estimates and design, financing, and installation available, there's no better choice than Carpets to Go at their convenient location in Onalaska.
Wisconsin, one of those places where families spend their winters among frozen lakes and snow-covered hills. With all the fun they're having, it's easy to take for granted how they warm up, by the fire, or simply adjusting their thermostat. But for some of us, it's not that easy. Some of us need to decide whether to heat or to eat, or to further neglect our basic survival needs. We are working families, elderly, disabled, and veterans, all struggling to pay record heating bills. These dangerous temperatures aren't just uncomfortable for us, they can be deadly. If you are struggling to decide if you can put food on the table or heat your home, please reach out for a hand up. No one deserves to suffer when we can help each other.
Have you checked your sump pump lately? After a big rain, basement flooding can significantly damage your home. Stay ahead and dry with a call to Maxwell White. We have standard pumps along with battery backup systems in case you lose power. Prevent future damage. Contact Maxwell White today.
Well, here's a look at some of the record breakers out there. It's hard to only pick 6 because, believe me, almost everybody broke their records today. I'll have a better write-up on it on our website and later tonight once I have some more time, because it's hard to sort through that many records when most of us saw record breakers. But very nice day today. We have more nice days ahead, just a little bit cooler tomorrow and some rain on the way for the weekend. So
I love that rainbow in the back. Good things to come, everyone. That does it for us tonight at 5.
Yeah, hope to see you back at 6.